film kind of?
Well, for the book. Yeah.
Okay, and for okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Hey everybody, I am here with Terry Kerber. He is the author of the book Major Taylor. And we're here talking about a very, very special documentary, Legends of the Road. Tell us how you got inspired by this story and wanted to write it.
Well, actually, my brother and I both love history and writing and cycling, and so we were actually shopping online for an antique bike, and we saw a soundbite on Major Taylor that day that said that Major Taylor was the most extraordinary, the most versatile, the most colorful, the most popular, the champion around whom more legends have gathered than any other, and whose life story most resembles a fairy tale.
Wow.
And we thought, wow, is there a book or whatever on this? And we started going pretty deep into the weeds with it, and decided that we were going to ultimately, hopefully, write the ultimate book on Taylor's life. So we spent about 5 years putting all that together, and a lot of the book came from France and Germany, and those were languages that we don't speak, but we had to hire translators to interpret every word, and ultimately got it all together after about a 5-year struggle.
So where did Major Taylor, where was he born? Where did he grow up?
Yeah, so he was born in Indianapolis in 1878, and he lived his youth there, and when he started to compete, it wasn't a very friendly environment to compete in, and he had a mentor, Bertie Munger, who relocated him to a more racially tolerant area of the Northeast in Worcester, Massachusetts, and that's where he began his career.
Wow, that's so amazing. So why was so much of the documentation in German?
Well, he had a very tough time trying to compete anywhere in the United States, and he had many threats on his life.
Wow.
And he was a big draw no matter where he went. He set world records for attendance, like over 50,000 people in Philadelphia that went to see him at the 1897 League of American Wheelmen Convention. So he decided it would be easier to just go where there wasn't as much racism, and he started to receive offers from Europe to race in all of Europe, actually, for about $15,000 in 1899, and that was more money than Ty Cobb made in baseball in 1915, and he declined those offers because he was a devout Christian and he wouldn't race on Sundays.
Wow.
So here's an African American that could not get a meal or a hotel in American cities, turning down more money than Ty Cobb would make 15 years later. But eventually Europe cracked, and he went and he raced in Paris and Berlin and all over Europe, and set world record attendance wherever he was.
You know, sometimes it's really hard to go back and read these stories and see the injustice and hear, it's heartbreaking to hear about, well, not that there's no such thing as racism anymore, but to think what he went through and how he had to persevere. And I love that this is a happy ending story. That makes me very happy that he was so successful. Where did he end up living out the rest of his days?
He went back to his adopted city, which was Worcester, and he was actually like the town ambassador. And ultimately, he had a heart condition, and shingles kind of exasperated that. But he wrote an autobiography, about 440 pages. And at the end of his life, he was kind of traveling the United States, selling that autobiography at local and big cities.
What a wonderful story. I'm so glad that there's people like you that are fascinated by these absolute heroes of sports and want to tell that story. How can we get this book?
Okay, so it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And at the bookstores, and if anybody wanted to, they could contact us at our website, www.majortailoronline.com.
That's awesome. So here's the book, Major Taylor. Be sure to pick it up, and you'll be able to find out about a story and someone that hasn't really gotten a lot of attention at all. You were looking for a book and couldn't find one. So thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
All right, thanks guys.